What's up, people?
Hey, everybody.
What is going on? What's up, Richie?
Not a lot. It's getting cooler. It's going to warm up and be nice and sunny and dry and warm for about a week starting tomorrow.
Oh, cool. That works. I'm going out digging tomorrow, so I hope that works. I hope that's the case here too. I'm going anyway,
Yeah,
but yeah, it was
yeah,
the mornings have been a little chilly here. I need to start out with a little hoodie on, and by 10 o'clock I'm dying and take it off anyway. But
yeah. I,
that's
I
that time
didn't
of
get
year.
skunked. I didn't get skunked this year, Bobby.
You what's that?
I didn't get skunked this year. I found the copper.
Oh, matron, nice.
No,
The
it's
braided.
actually a braided
It's a braided. I can see
1845.
I can see the
It's
rim.
probably the best conditioned one I've ever found.
Braideds come out pretty decent because they got brass content in them.
Yeah,
They're not all copper like the rest of them. So there you go. Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good shape, dude. But yeah, they
yeah.
that's why they when you ring those will ring up. Those ring up like a silver quarter.
Yeah, it rang up 94 on the XP days too.
That's pretty high. A regular
Yeah.
copper won't ring up that high. Um, so check this out. All right, so I don't usually talk about me on the show because I just talk about everybody else, good, bad, or indifferent. But there's a lesson to be learned today. So yesterday, way to go, Olin. 226 subs for Olin, Mr. Olin Borden. But so I go out digging yesterday, right? And uh, I find this unusual badge. So I decided I'd go and I sent a picture of it while I was still digging to Eric just to show him. And so he looked it up real quick and sent me a picture of what it was. And I said, I got to go home and I got to look this up more. So I did. So it turns out it's a badge from a secret society formed in 1864 in Washington, D.C., called the Knights of Pythias. Um, so I didn't really think much of it, and I didn't think it was probably too old. Um, but then I get a picture of the actual one, and it winds up being from 1874. So I decided, you know what, today I'm going to go one step further. And, if I find something like this, that's got a town name on it or a county name on it or an organization, something like that, I will reach out and, um, not that this wouldn't look good in a display case, but being that I do know where it came from, generally, so I decided to reach out to them today. So I reached out to the closest one to me, which is about half an hour or so away, and so I got to talking to the guy, and I sent him a picture of it because he was like, "You sure it's that old?" I said, "I'm sure it's that old." And so I sent him a picture of it, and then he saw it, and then sent me a picture back of what it actually looked like, and it was actually a past commander medal or badge. And then he sent me another picture of somebody wearing it, which was from 1874. So he was like, that's really old." I said, "Yeah." I said, "So I'm giving you guys first crack, um, at having this. If you want to put it into your, you know, um, if you guys have a display case or something like that that shows your history." He goes, "We used to." He said, "But we have to like rent buildings now and share them with other organizations, so we can't really put that stuff up anymore." I said, "Okay, so then what I'll do is I'll donate it to that county museum where I've donated a few things before. Um, so that way, at least it can be displayed. So then we got to talking, and he was like, "That is so cool what you guys do." I said, "Well, yeah, that's why we do it." He's
Is
like,
I got a question for you, Bobby. Is it in Fair Lawn, New Jersey?
"No, it's in Monroe.
Okay, because I see a banner
There is one, yeah,
for
there is one in
yeah.
Fairlawn, but Fairlawn for me is an hour and something, maybe an hour and a half. There's one in Monroe. I don't know if it's showing up on there. Um,
Actually, this is showing the one in Maine. It's burnt to the ground flat.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, so we got to talking, and he's like, "That's really cool," and um, he's like, where you guys usually go, stuff like that. And I told him where I found it, and he goes, "There used to be a lodge there. It's not there anymore, but there used to be a lodge there." So then he got to where he figured out where it was a past commander, and he probably was on horseback and lost it because the field that I got it in, I've pulled things out of this field in the last month that go back to mid set. The things I found in this field are mid 1700s to mid to later 1800s. So it made sense. So then he says to me, oh, I'm sure there's more there, but um, so he says to me, he says, you know, we have a 300-year-old inn in this town. I said, okay. And he tells me the name of it. He's like, have you ever heard of it? I said, no. And he says to me, if I can get approval and set something up for the spring, like where we have like the news there and newspapers and we'll have food, we really want to get people in the town on board with making sure that this inn stays, that they don't wind up trying to get rid of it. So basically, they want to make it a historical landmark so that it can never be touched. So I was like, sure, absolutely. He says, yeah, you can, bring a group of your friends with you and this and that. And I started sending pictures of the inn and the property and all that to Eric and to Audra, and she's like, heck yeah, I'm in. And I'm like, yeah, we're in, man. You get the approval and get everything set up. It's easy for us. All we got to do is, like I was telling you before the show, all we got to do is plug our machines in the night before, charge them up, and go. You're the one that's got to get all the paperwork and approval and everything set up and all this. So yeah, we're in, man. We're in, and they're not even asking for any of the stuff. They just want to they want to shine light on it, is what they want to do.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
publicity. So I'm like, hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Before I dug the badge that I had found, I'd never heard of them before.
I have, but to not enough to delve into it too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You never know
So
what you're going to come up with when you delve into it. Because I just come across the GoFundMe page for the one that burned.
right. So the moral of the story is this: never, ever, ever take for granted anything that you dig up. Go home, find out exactly what it is, find out the origins um, of it, and reach out if there's if there's a place or people that you can reach out to try to return it. That's the whole thing. When you do the right things or try to do the right things, now even though in the end it's going to wind up going somewhere else because they just don't have a place to put them, even though that's the case, it's good karma, because of the fact that I reached out to them and they were so appreciative that I reached out and they got to see it. um that that whole thing came up. So even though it's not going to be technically a return to them. Look what came out of it. A 300-year-old inn that, was probably a inn slash brothel slash whatever. And you can see by the buildings, it's old. It's really old. So, you're talking, this is going back to what?
1724.
Yeah, very early 1700s.
Mhm.
And there's no reason whatsoever, being that this is that old, there's no reason whatsoever that you can't find something 1600s. No
I,
reason.
I haven't I haven't found anything in the 1600s yet, but I've come
Nothing yet.
close.
F4.
Yeah. Well, if you don't if you discount the Chinese cash coins, because I found some of those that are probably 1600s.
Well, if it's 1600s is 1600s, dude.
Yeah.
It don't matter what
I
it is.
mean, the ones that I found could have been 1600s or early 1700s, so that they don't have an exact date on those.
You couldn't figure out what dynasty it was by the
Yeah,
symbol.
yeah, it does. But I had the one that kind of carried late 1600s into the 1700s.
That emperor must have lived a long time then.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you, man, that if you do the right things and treat this hobby, and $20 is $20, that's right. And you do the right things, it will come back to you. Um, and not just come back. It didn't just come back to me. Now I get to share this with other people. I can bring other people to do this, to come and hunt. He even said to me, he said, "You want to bring a group of people? Bring a group of people with you." And he says, "I'm dying to figure out what you're going to find." Now, it has been detected once, 30 years ago. So obviously, in 30 years, the technology of machines has changed. Um, uh, I'm not going to turn around and say that the diggers are smarter. Hey, Joe, than they
I'd be
were.
more thorough.
Well, I think it's not that we're any smarter than they were 30 years ago. Well, actually, if anything, we're dumber than they are, because they were smart enough to get into this hobby 30
Yeah,
years
but 30 years from now, they're going to say the same thing about us.
30 years ago. 30 years from now, dude, they're going to be dead. Oh, no, that's
Yeah,
true. But
yeah, they're going to say, yeah, the guys 30 years ago used to get all the good stuff.
we have the luxury of the internet, uh, where we can do research on an area, get um, you know, uh, aerial views of the area, where you could possibly see an old foundation where an old house used to be. We have the luxury of going online, looking at old maps. Back in the day,
Lido.
yeah, back in the day, if you want to see an old map, you got to go library or public records. And how many people really went through that? That's kind of where the internet has benefited and killed us at the same time, because we have
Bobby,
that.
you don't know how many places that have disappeared from metal detecting because of houses being built and
We,
stuff
we were
just in the
talking.
last 12 years that I've been doing it.
We were talking about
Schoolyards
that
that have
today.
been dug up.
We were talking about that today. As a matter of fact, when I was talking to him, um, he said the same thing. Where he lives, that town is not far from some of the places I hunt. And one of the places I go to, as soon as I get onto the main street where my field is, every single house has a sign in it that says "No warehouses" with the circle and the thing going through. So they're all fighting to keep that stuff from being built, trying to keep the open land open and not have warehouses and condos and
Yeah,
apartments.
and Walmart.
Am I going to his yard? If he lets me, I'll dig anywhere if they let me. If there's some history there, it's an old town. I dig. The only place I won't go and dig is, I will not go and dig, um, on a property where there's an active church. I'm not a religious person, but I ain't stupid either. I'm not looking for any lightning bolts, and I will not dig a cemetery. So that's my two no-nos as far as digging. Even if they say, "Oh no, yeah, go ahead, nah, I'm good." Yeah,
I've had property owners want me to go in the cemetery so bad. I'm like, no,
all I, all I need
I'm not going to do it.
all I need is go over some. Oh, that's a nice tone, and go to dig it up and look and see like a gold ring in the dirt, and I pick up the clump and there's like a hand with it. I'm like, yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah.
I'm good. What's up, Mr. Kingery? So yeah, the moral of the story is, man, is don't just take for granted. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Go home and leave it there, because I know plenty of people that have found stuff, weren't sure what it was, went home, and then sometime later turn around and find out that it wound up being something. I'll give you a perfect example. Hollywood Joe, right? Probably one of the coolest coins he's ever dug, right? He digs a copper, and at the time he dug it, he had no idea what it was. He just thought it was like a toasted copper or whatever. So he goes home, doesn't really think much of it. And then sometime later, he revisited it. And I guess at that time it had dried out. And, a lot of coppers, once they dry out, you might not be able to tell what it is right away, but you give it time to dry out and stuff. And you can start to see, a bust maybe, or something on the edge, or writing or something. So he goes sometime later, revisits it, starts looking at it and going, wait a minute. Turned out to be a Fujio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those don't come out of the ground every day, bro. At all. As a matter of fact, he's the only person I personally know that's dug one. So that goes to tell you how many of those come out of the ground. Not very many. So you never know, man. And you reach out to these people. If it's an organization, or something from like a town or a county, you never know where it could lead to. And um, once you find something like that, and you get a hold of something like that, and you get one person to go, you know what, you guys need to come here and do this, that may lead to other ones. you
Yeah.
know you got there's 3,000 people in that town, and it is a farm area. So you get some people from that town that come that day to check everything out and show their support. You dig a few really cool things. Next thing you know, they're sitting there going, huh, wonder what's on my property. Could you guys come and do my property? You want to know how to get permissions? There's one way. Do one good thing, one good deed, do the right thing as a member of this community. Reach out to people and offer things back to them. Never, never know. Never in a million years when I called did I expect that conversation to go in any direction like that. Especially, it's not like I came to him and said, hey, can we dig? He came to me with it, and then said, bring people with you, because we want
Yeah.
to know what's here.
Happen to catch the right person.
Yeah, that's it. I caught the right person. Um, and started going, started telling me more about the history of the town. Now, obviously, if this inn is 300 years old, that means that town's older.
Yeah.
And
Don't tell them what you're going to find. I mean,
that's what I'm saying, man. And you can't always go by what you research, and you can't always go because a lot of places didn't always keep, really good, meticulous records. You know, I mean, two of the oldest coins I've ever found, I researched the hell out of this place. And the furthest I could get back on this anywhere, public records, maps, you name it, was an 1800s picnic area, right? And I said, all right, I could live with that. I could live with that. So I spent literally 2 weeks researching this place. And I said, all right, I can't find anything any further back than that, but you know, 1800s doesn't suck. I'll go hit it. First two times I went there, 1670s, Charles II farthing, and a William III, which they stopped minting in 1701. So you never know. So here I am thinking, okay, if I get lucky, maybe I get an IHP, maybe I get um, a matron or something like that, 1800s, and then turn around and go back another 150 years, and that's what I'm pulling out of there. You never know. So don't always take for granted because they didn't always keep great records of things ever. Yep. Here I thought I was getting a picnic ground from the 1800s, some, maybe
Basketball or something like that. Yeah.
balls, maybe some horse tack, some D buckles, maybe a bridle rosette or two, which I did find some of that stuff there. I just never expected to find anything much older than that there. But like I said, it's not like, see, that's what people always crack me up, especially detectorists. And that's the thing about this hobby is the longer some people do this, the less willing they are to learn. And I know it sounds weird, but I tell people all the time, like people at work, I would train people, stuff like that. Um, it's always best to do what I call staying stupid. When you first started in this hobby, you dug everything because you didn't know any better. You didn't know how to cherry pick. You didn't know what that tone could be or this tone could
And
be.
I still dig almost everything until I get tired.
Me
At
too.
some point, you get tired of it, and then you start really saying, "Well, that's iron and that's iron." And
So I tell people all the time, stay stupid. It does. I don't care. I would catch some grief for this in the community, but I don't really give a shit. So there are too many people out there, the 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 experts, the experts. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as an expert, in my opinion, or a detexpert. You may know a little more than the next person, but as far as I'm concerned, there are no experts because the moment you think you have everything figured out, that would be more likely the person that would not dig something and wind up passing over something that it would be amazing. It's the people that don't take for granted, a signal. Now, there are certain signals you just know it's nothing. But there's a lot of tone. I don't care what machine it is. I swing an Equinox. Okay. I swear by my machine. I don't knock anybody else's machine. Um, as far as I'm concerned, if it beeps when it gets over metal, all that matters. But I can tell you this, and I know the tones are different on different machines. The VDIs are different on different machines. I don't give a shit. Dig it. If it's if it sounds scratchy, dig it. If it sounds kind of a little weak, dig it because you don't ever know. Like I said,
yeah,
there
Phil
are
says he's pretty good at digging can slaw.
well, we're all good at that.
Can slaw. I mean, it sounds so good.
You know, it's funny. It's the funny part of that is if I, in the 4 years I've been doing this detecting, um, I think about all the canned slaw that I've dug up and said to myself, you know what? If I just saved all that, I probably could have cashed it in and bought like a pinpointer or something. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, you can't.
you get into doing some scrapping.
Yeah, well, I know, no. I'm out there dig. Here's the thing: what I don't understand. When I leave the house in the morning to go and dig, right? That's what I'm leaving the house for. I'm going to dig holes. I'm going to dig holes. I'm going to dig as many holes as I can. You know, if I dig 100 holes and don't find anything, I'm going to still dig those 100 holes because you don't know. I might hit a field that's what we call needle in a haystack, where there are not a lot of tones. That's the only time that I really see people really dig everything is when they get on a field that's very quiet, not trashy, not a lot of tones, not a lot of targets. You know, you sit there and you swing for 20 minutes, 25 minutes without hitting a target. Then they'll dig it. But if you they get on a field where, there's a ton of targets and, the first 10, 15 targets they dig up or trash, you know what happens? They start cherry picking. They start getting picky now because they don't want to,
I love digging in the iron.
they don't
I
want to keep.
love going in there with a little coil and picking out every little chirp or something and
Yep.
trying to see if
They,
it's
they don't want
a
to. They don't
lot
want
of
to.
times it's just a square nail, but
They don't want to keep digging up shit. But guess what? If you want to find good stuff and you're gonna dig up some shit. It's the You're gonna dig up way more shit than good stuff. That's the way it's always gonna be. That's the way it's always been.
yeah.
The shit.
You know what fools every single machine in the ground? You can't help but dig it. Is a nail bent 90 degrees.
Well, yeah,
Yeah. Sounds good from every direction, no matter what you do.
and trust me, there are times if like I get on a quiet field, um, you know, I you know, my machine, I swing with a 15-inch coil on, and I don't know if anybody in here has a Knox and has a 15-inch coil, but you swing, and the Equinox 800 is not a heavy machine, but with the 15-inch coil, it's a little bottom heavy, because of the fact it's such a big coil.
Right.
Trust me, there are times I get out there and I'm like, yeah, yeah, maybe I should go back to the 11. It's a little easier on my
Yeah.
shoulder.
I used to have a 15-inch coil for my Xterra 705 when I had that.
Yeah. So
I found a lot of silver with that machine.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, just never ever take that for granted, man. Just don't ever take it for granted. You leave your house to go to dig holes, so dig holes. And don't get caught up in paying attention to, these experts and people that, you know, what the funny part of it is, it cracks me up, dude, is a new machine will come out, right? And a week later, somebody who bought the machine a week before goes on and does a tutorial, um, and
There's a reason for why they do that.
but
It's
it,
because the new machine's out and everyone's looking for videos on it. You can get a lot of views that way.
yeah, but you're not gonna learn that machine enough to teach other people in a week. You're just not. I don't care if you get out for 8 hours a day every day for that week. You're just gonna start to figure out. the nuances of the machine and stuff like that. So that's all horseshit, pure horseshit. So words of the wise: always do the right thing and date everything. Figure it all out later. That's all I got to say about that. As far as I'm concerned, there are no experts. So anybody that comes on and complains and calls himself, a self-proclaimed expert, um, fuck you. You're not. So there you go. Hope there's no children watching. Well, maybe a few.
I
All
don't know.
right.
I don't see any in the chat.
Well, we're all children. What does my shirt say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Audra and I had these shirts done. Uh, for some of you in here may remember, some of you are newer. Uh, when I did my little rant and called out a couple of people, a couple of channels, um, for buying subs, um, that went over well. um, some of those and some of the channels I didn't call out were still affected by it because it brought attention to it. Um, I think one of your friends or somebody that happened to
Yeah.
that I did not call out. Um, and you don't and these ones that I did call out, I don't even see them anymore. So they've gotten pretty quiet. And you're welcome. Plus, it was
We got some fines. Got some
yeah,
fines to look at.
we do. But it was a pretty good rant too, Richie. I gave you every opportunity to go sit in the chat and not be on that, but
Yeah.
you took your chances.
Yeah. Ever since the Bill Ladd thing, I don't care anymore either.
Ever since the what?
The Bill Ladd thing.
Oh,
I don't think you were around for that.
it was not. Well, I was in. No, I wasn't around for that.
Mm.
All right, so let's see here. Let me see what we have. Oh, I love it. I love it. Hold on. Hold on one second. Let me go back here. So let me do this. Let
While you're
me
doing that, I posted
there.
that my book is headed to the editor. The editor
Cool.
will have it probably for about 15 days and give me a nice clean copy back. And I'll be
That's
able to
awesome.
publish it on Amazon.
There you go.
Took almost a year to create this book.
So this here is from Dave Hart, and this is um, my Halloween costume. Good likeness. So that is going to be my Halloween costume for Halloween. I am going to a Halloween party. I'm not getting dressed up though. My wife is. I'm not doing that goofy shit. I
Yeah,
dressed up.
I don't do that anymore
She
either.
got me to dress up like 4 or 5 years ago for a Halloween party. And that's the last time I did it. Am I wearing this to dig it, dude? It's very possible. It is very possible. Um, I mean, I do have my dig it dude t-shirt, my hoodie. But yeah, I might just wear this to dig it, dude. All right, so let's go on to the next one here. That's awesome, Dave. Thank you. All right, let's see. Go to the next. All right, who do we got next?
I remember that. You went as Boy George, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, it was really good. The band that was playing that night, the girl who was the lead singer, wanted to come over and take pictures of me because she said she's like, that's amazing. All right, who do we got next? I know who we got next. We have the one and only Anthony, Brooklyn Treasure Hunter.
You got all kinds of finds here.
Where did he find that? Where did he find that? I don't know where he found that, but I'll go dig there.
I see a peace dollar back there.
I have my permit to dig in New York, so I'll go.
I
I'm
see a
in.
$1 coin.
Yeah. Oh, it's a peace dollar in the back, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's a Statue of Liberty $1 coin there in the bottom
Oh
left.
yeah. Yeah, I got my
Up
New
front
York
there.
permit. I'll go. I ain't lying.
See
I ain't lying.
Kennedy, couple Kennedys.
Yeah. It's a nice little grab bag there. All right, let's see who we got next. Who do we got next? Let's see. We have next up Mr. Ian Aiken, titled "Not Your Normal Find." That's pretty normal, but no, I see what you're saying. Mr. Ian Aiken, who we will see at Dig It Dude. There you go.
Is it his wife? Or is that his find?
By his son.
Oh, his son. I can't see the picture.
Hold on, let me see if I can make it bigger. Hold on.
Yeah, that okay.
There you go. Oh, is that flounder?
Yeah.
Looks like it spots. Yeah, it looks like probably a flounder. Very
Yeah.
cool. That is may not be your ordinary find, but that's a cool find right there. That's definitely a cool find.
It's always nice to catch something when you take a kid fishing.
That's it. That's it, man. Finds that's you ain't gonna find anything better than that in the field. I can tell you that. All right, let's see what else we got here. Who's next? We got Ian Aiken again. Let's check this out. That's cool.
A striper?
No, it's not a striper. This was a end of summer recovery.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He's in Wilmington, North Carolina. We got a buddy down in North Carolina, Richie, remember?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. See, that's what I mean, man.
I'd forgotten about that guy, but I never really watched him, so I did.
Me either, so but yeah, that's awesome, man. See, that's the thing, man. You know, try to do the right thing and return things to people, and you never know what's gonna happen, man. You never know. Let's see who else we got. Ooh. Let's see. Next up is the madman himself. The madman himself. Present.
Nothing spectacular, but from the drained lake
There's
that we
one
hunt during the fall.
right there. Oh, I see head stamps, coins. Is that an old lock on the right? A
Is that
small lock?
is that you talking about the boat plug?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Almost,
boat plug.
almost looks like a small lock.
Yeah.
There's some slaw up there for you.
Had a few rocks for tumbling up top there. Little
Yes.
glass for tumbling.
Some fishing lures. And a little spare change. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, and the next one from Richie. There you go.
From the same hunt.
Same hunt.
Yeah,
Nice. That's an early IHP, dude.
yeah. It was down in the clay, so it preserved it pretty well.
Yeah, that's an early one. Not too long before that were the Flying Eagles.
Which I've never found one.
A few. Bad shape, but just barely enough, barely good enough to make them out. So my friend Bruce, though, uh, dug up two one day. We were out with Eric and his brother, and he dug up two in this field we were in. It was all sandy. Oh my God, two of the greatest flying eagles I ever saw. Um,
Yeah.
1857, they were just gorgeous condition. I can't find them in that good a condition for some reason. Mine are always toasty where I can barely make it out. But all right, let's see who we got next. Next we have boom, boom, boom. We got Jeep Girl Beth. Her
What is
finds
Beth
of the
find?
week. Her finds of the week. All right, so let me check this out. That might be too big. We'll see. Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. That's nice. Hopefully this shows up on here nicely. That's pretty nice. I'm digging that. There's the first one.
Oh, nice.
That's nice.
Any idea how old that is?
Let me look at the other side of it. Let me see. Judging by the size, definitely not a shoe buckle. I, I'd say that could be. It's very ornate. That could be anywhere from, I'm gonna say, mid to late 1700s to mid 1800s, which is pretty cool, actually.
Dennis says it's the Fox shoe buckle.
That's a shoe buckle? That's a big ass shoe buckle.
Yeah, the Fox shoe buckles were a little different. Those were later on, late 1800s and early 1900s.
That's a big shoe buckle. Who the hell's wearing that on their shoe? All right, let's see here. We're going to go to her next one. Let's see here. If it lets me go to the next one. Let's see. Oh, it's a sash buckle or brooch, maybe. Who knows? That's either way. That's cool. That's really cool.
To keep it for sure.
That's absolutely. All right, let's go to the next one. That's cool too. Wow, she's on the stuff here.
Can't blow that up at all.
No, I wouldn't let me blow it up.
And that's a little brooch.
Oh wait, there we go. Let's see if that's better. Is that any better?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. That looks like a brooch.
Yeah.
That's cool. Wow, she's hitting that. She's wherever it is you're finding these, keep going there. Go back. Definitely go back. That's really, really nice. That's cool. That's awesome. All right, so we have one more from Beth, I think, or at least one more. I know what that is.
Clock winder.
Yep. That is. Let me see if I can blow that up a little. There we go.
It's got some fancy on it.
Yep, definitely a clock winder. Probably, like a clock would be on a mantle or like a grandfather clock or something like that, probably. That's awesome. I never get to watch winders and clock winders. I never get tired of digging. Those are awesome. Those are really awesome. Wow, Beth is on it. She is on it. I
Look
think.
out! Here comes Dennis.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's
Oh,
see.
oh, we got somebody else.
Nope. Now it's time for Dennis. We got one here.
Oh, it looks like the different stages of cleaning it.
That's a bridal rosette. Lots of fancy on that one too. Very nice.
That come from the lake, the same lake my finds come
Oh,
from.
did it?
Yeah,
All right. So
going back there Saturday.
there you go. And then I guess this is it cleaned up. That's awesome. How can you not love this hobby, man? Seriously. And one more picture of it.
That's really buffed up there.
It is. Seriously, man. How could you not love this hobby? That's awesome, Dennis. That
It's
is.
great find.
And I think that might be our last one. Yep. That is our last one. Cool, man. That's awesome, man. I'm glad. Thank you for sharing those with us. I love seeing what other people are digging, and not just that. I just like to see. I like to see how people progress in the hobby as well. Um, so, um, because as you know, um, we can't fireball in the mug. Nah, it's actually coffee. So I wasn't feeling phenomenal today. So I said, I'll take a Wednesday night off from the fireball and we'll kick it back in next week. But um, just really like seeing how because it's not always easy when you first start out in this hobby. It's not hard.
No, I can remember when I started. I didn't know where to go. If I could go on that schoolyard,
That's it.
if people were going to kick me off. Or,
And um, for people starting out in the hobby or fairly new in the hobby, um, it can get frustrating. You just don't know. You don't know any better. And if you don't have the right people around you and you don't have the right kind of encouragement, um, a lot of people get out of the hobby quick because of that. But fortunately, you know, most of our community, um, are pretty good. Like anything else and any other hobby or organization, um, you know, they all have their share of douche nozzles. So it is what it is. What are you gonna do? But that's awesome stuff, man. Um, love seeing the relics. I mean, you know me, I'm a coin guy, but I like the relics too.
yeah.
But those are some killers. That's some killer shit right there. Between Ian's ring find, recoveries are always good. Um, Beth, whatever field you're going to, just keep going, keep going. And then when I go down to visit my sister-in-law in Virginia, just send me the address where that field is, and I hit it on the way down because I know you're not far from there. I hit it on the way down. I don't want you to dig for nothing, so I'll make sure there's more stuff there. But appreciate it. We are getting close to Dig It Dude. Phil. That's because she's trying to take all those IHPs from you, man. That's what it is.
You still haven't gotten any rain out there, Shannon and Phil?
I have not gotten any rain here.
Well, Shannon and Phil haven't gotten any either, I guess.
No,
It's been dry here, but we've gotten a little bit of rain in between now.
no, I have not gotten any rain. Um, it's still diggable, but if you get where I'm at now, a lot of the fields, once you get down to that 4 or 5 inches, that's when it's getting harder. So, I mean, what are you gonna do, man? Can't control Mother Nature, you know? Can't control Mother Nature. But Dig It Dude is just over 2 weeks away. As a matter of fact, yeah, just over 2 weeks away. Actually, the meet and greet's what, 15 days away. The hunt's 14 days away, 16 days away. So looking forward to those of you that are going to see y'all. Those of you who are not going, um, hopefully you can make the next one or make a different event, like Come Out Swinging that that we religiously go to in Pennsylvania. Um, and as Phil would say, go find a bucket lister, man. Go find a bucket lister.
You
If
guys
not,
sold out?
what's that?
Is it sold out?
Um, Pretty much. Last time I checked, and I don't know where we're at this moment, but about 4 days ago, we had 7 tickets left.
Getting there.
So we had 118 sold, 7 left. So I have to go back. I have to go and check with them and see where we're at, but it's close. Close. If it's not sold out, we're right there. So y'all have a great night, and we'll catch you guys next week, and we'll see you guys then. Man. Later, dudes.
Night, everyone.